Hi, I'm Christopher Knight, and this is Pork Chops and Applesauce, and today I'm being joined by Dr. Mitloehner here at UC Davis in California.
Well, thank you for having me.
My hat's off to those who can be vegan and vegetarian, but I do believe that there's a place for protein in our diet, as we're an omnivore and given to that. But I'm frustrated not finding much data to support this idea that if we all went vegetarian, it'd be better for the planet. And I know you know something about that. Please share.
I do. I'm frustrated about this as well, because I keep hearing it, and I'm actually one of the few people who research it. I can tell you there is a huge difference with respect to the environmental footprint of livestock in different regions throughout the world. The livestock industry in the world with the lowest environmental footprint is the one in this country, in the United States. Meaning, they take a global large number and then apply it to the United States. And that is flawed. Well, this idea originated with a report that came from the United Nations FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. And they released a report called Livestock's Long Shadow, and in that report they said that livestock produces more greenhouse gases, so carbon emissions, than all of transportation. I actually rebutted that and refuted it, and the FAO agreed with my criticism.
Explain that further.
So if you want to know what the carbon footprint of a gallon of milk is, then you're not just interested in the enteric emissions from cows or the emissions of manure, but you're also interested in the soil, the crops, the pesticides, herbicides, milking the cows, the enteric emissions, meaning the belching of those animals, the manure-derived emissions. But it doesn't stop there. It continues, because you have to transport the milk from the dairy, let's say, to the creamery. Then the milk has to be processed into cheese or yogurt or so. Then it goes from there to a distribution center, from there to a restaurant or into your kitchen. Eventually you will eat it. So the whole life cycle from cradle to grave is assessed using one methodology called a life cycle assessment. Very comprehensive. And the FAO did that for livestock. But they didn't do it for transportation. They didn't look into the production of cars, trucks, trains, planes, ships, all the steel, rubber, plastic going into the vehicles and or the tar going into roads. But what I can assure you is that these scare tactics that you find in parts of the media depicting livestock as the worst contributing factor to the environment is fake, is false. Livestock clearly has an impact, but the impact is approximately 4% of total emissions. I give you a comparison. Transportation in the United States contributes to about a quarter of all emissions, 26%, and energy production and use 31%, just to give you a relative comparison.
It's by people like yourself, Doctor, that are going to get us there. And I want to thank you today for joining us. I think that our eyes are a lot more open now after having this conversation with you.
Makes me very happy. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
And that has been Pork Chops and Applesauce. Quite an education. Thank you for joining us.